Hi, I'm Omar Latif. Here I'm going to teach you one of the most important techniques to learn English. So before I start this technique, let's remember the last technique I explained before several days ago. This technique was do not use grammar rules. Do not use grammar rules. Because when you are speaking and using grammar rules, you will speak in English much slower and you understand much slower. So neglect the using of the grammar rules. Now I'm going to teach you one of the most powerful techniques to speak English. So what's this technique? This technique is called point of view stories. This technique is called point of view stories. And there is research shows that this technique is one of the most powerful and effective techniques to teach English as a native language. So how do we use this technique? This technique means we must change the point of view of the story. The point of view of the story. So how do we change the point of view of this story? We have two sides. We have two sides to change, or we have two ways to change the point of view of this story. The first one, we must change the time of the story, or the tense of the story occurs. So I'm going to tell you a story for the first time. First time, I'm going to tell you a story in the tense. Next time, I will tell you the same story but in a different time. So let's start the story. One day, there is a man, and his name is Omar. Omar goes to the store, and he buys a shirt, and the shirt is black. Omar pays $20 for the shirt. Okay, now I tell you, tells you the story. Now I tell you the story in the present. Next time I change the time of the story. When I change the time of the story, I change the point of view of the story. So I'm going to tell you the same story but in a different time. So let's start the story. One day ago, there was a man, and his name was Omar. Omar went to the store, and he bought a shirt, and the shirt was black. Omar paid $20 for the shirt. Okay, now I'll tell you the story, the same story, but at a different time. First time I told the story in the present, and second time I told the same story but in the past. By this way, I change the point of view of the story. So now I'm going to tell you the same story but in the different time too. So let's start the story. One day in the future, there will be a man, and his name is going to be Omar. Omar is going to buy a shirt, and the shirt will be black. Omar is going to pay $20 for the shirt. Okay, now I told you the same story but in the different times. First, I told the story in the present. Second time, I told you the same story but in a different time, which was the past time. Third, I told you the story in the future. By this technique, I changing the tense of the story, I change the point of view of the stories. The first way to change point of view of the stories is change the time of the story, as I told you before. So now we move to the second side, how to change the point of this story. First, I told you how to teach the point of the story by changing the time of the story, and now we change the point of the story by changing character of the story. Character in the story, or the person who telling the story or narrating the story. So now I will tell you the story for 4 times, and Am is the character of this story, and Am are going. I will tell you this story. So let's start the story. I am a man, and my name is Omar. I went to the store and I bought a shirt, and the shirt was black, and I paid $20 for the shirt. Okay, dears, by this technique we must learn grammar rules by changing the time of the story, or by changing the characters of the story. I advise you to follow the story, and I hope you get enjoyment and you benefit from this simple video by listening to this story, or to this new technique. I promise you, if you are listening for English, or for someone speaking English, you will learn English confidently, and you're speaking English confidently by listening. Intend yourself to listen about for a lot of stories, and your friends will notice that your English has become stronger, and you will speak English confidently without fear from anything. So I hope you get useful from this simple video and enjoyment. So today I told you this technique. You should remember, and must remember, that if you want to learn English confidently, or speaking English confidently, you must listen a lot. So I hope you get useful from this video. Wait me for the next one. Bye bye.